Hello and welcome back, Rocket League fans. We are back here and live. The HSEL, that's the High School Esports League, is starting back up right now. I'm Pyro J. That's Pyro J. That's Pyro J. There you go. Hey, Booker told me.
He did.
Booker told me I'm going to take
Yep.
advantage of it. We're going to be looking at a PCHS Panther Creek School taking on the AHS Coyotes here, Pyro J.
Yes, indeed. Another best of 7 here in the week 2 of HSEL. So these players, these teams, they've already gotten their footing. They know how it goes. Now it's time to see who shows the other the ropes. Listen, we had a very back and forth series the last time. Okay, it was not clear whatsoever who was supposed to take it. And now into this best of 7, these teams are ready. They're wasting no time. And they're ready to get this thing going. And, I am so happy, Tugboat, that we are truly casting the Big Mac. They are indeed on the stage.
You said Tugboat, I said who? I'm leaning into it, dude. I'm leaning into it. Never heard of him. Boss King. That's Tuck Big Mac in DNS Mist, henceforth referred to as Mist, taking on this Panther Creek squad. Braden is awesome. And Loco trying to combine right here to post and personal, and it's going to be the Panther Creek squad. A strike in first.
Listen, if that is Braden, behind the Braden is awesome name there, then they're not lying. All right, first goal right off the bat for Panther Creek.
No.
They put their money where their mouth was.
It's a panther, not a lion. There you go. Okay. We said puns. We said that it was all cool.
True.
Booker almost promised me 3 puns here since I was feeling. Oh my goodness! Forget the pun. There's some fun. Loco coming in with a crazy shot. Low and slow blow. It was indeed. And this kind of on the back at a Big Mac, missing an attack. I can't think of another one. Oh well.
Oh, man. Yeah. Well, you know what? Here's the thing. I was rooting for Big Mac earlier. I'm looking at Loco. Got that established in 2016 tag. 2016. That's a year after the game started. That's a veteran status right there. And it takes veteran plays to go up in the lead 3-0 at the start of this one. Beautiful.
Wow. Yeah, folks. Hey, this is just what's going to happen. Scholastic Esports. We had an incredibly close match earlier between the Little Irish and the Green Hope Falcons. In this match, it is the first game of a best of 7, but going down by 3 scores, not even the first minute. Brutal look.
Yeah, indeed. But listen, it's more time to bring it back right now for the Coyotes. Plenty of time to make something work. And Boss King, I like the maneuvering on the ball here. Each and every touch closer to the goal line. Can they get somebody in there? They actually scored the goal very close for Coyotes. And to get some kind of offensive progression here, I think is very important for them, at least to convince themselves that they can do this, that they can work against Panther Creek, at least to get that confidence up. I talked about it earlier. I talked about, you don't know who your opponent's going to be. You have no idea if you're going to go up against grand champions or whoever. So the Coyotes, they need any glimpse of confidence to keep working at this game.
We saw Tuck Big Mac kind of driving in a circle earlier, and that lack of defense right there is going to lead to the second Loco goal. 3 shots attempted, throw an assist on there as well. Loco playing out of their minds right now. Both sides of the ball here, Pyro J.
I love that. Out of their minds, Loco indeed. Love to see it, and Oh, and what is this? A different strategy on the kickoff from Coyotes? Okay, working some magic, some creativity. It has not put them on the positive end of the field. It's forcing 2 defenders on that save. The follow-up shot from Scrappy is going to get turned away by Big Mac, getting bodied on that position. But from the Coyotes defense, they've got to translate some form of offense. So far, that hasn't come to fruition.
Speaking of fruition, this might be another Panther Creek offense miss. Tries to stop this. Nope. That's the 5th. Count of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is Scrappy Brody. The X is usually used to indicate a vowel. I'm going to say Brady. Scrappy Brady.
I like
Coming
it.
on in here. 7 seconds outside of halftime. Fantastic stuff.
I mean, listen, you're looking at maybe some Tom Brady, more veteran status being injected here. So I'm going Brady too.
Oh man,
Brady is throwing on a bunch of goals. That much we know for sure. 6-0 for Panther Creek.
6-0, and that's going to be Loco with 2, Brady with 3. Braden is awesome with one of themselves. Throw an assist on in there for a very well-rounded Rocket League squad. Now, the good news is this is a scoreline at halftime. Whatever has been done in the first half can be undone in the second half, in that back half. But this is going to have to look at a AHS Coyotes squad that just plays categorically different the second half of this first game.
Gonna have to be a big difference maker. Completely shape-shifting the way that they coordinate across the field. Maybe a clear like that from Big Mac and a follow from Boss King could be enough. They are showing signs of getting those goals to score, and they are even expressing some good communication. I love that downfield pass that they're already prepared to take up for and fire a shot away. It's just the execution. The accuracy not quite there, nor the speed as a Loco turning axles inside out.
Yeah, seriously. Man, oh man. What a cut right there from Loco as well. This is kind of off the back of the Coyotes trying to assume that offensive position early, but down by 7 with 110 seconds left. We are looking at a situation where the Coyotes just have to pop the top, pour it all into offense. You lose by 7, you lose by 10, you lose by 1. It doesn't really quite matter. That's going to be the 8th now here for Panther Creek. The Panthers keep on swiping at this one.
Keep on going. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. That's what Panther Creek is gonna do. And you know what? Whether you're taking from the perspective of Panther Creek, it doesn't matter if you're against the next Justin from NRG or Daniel from Space Station or whoever on the field. Every opportunity in HSEL, every match is yours to improve, yours to get better, and yours to establish dominance. And that's what Panther Creek is doing in game number 1. They're not letting up whatsoever. And even though the Coyotes have had their chances, it has been a stomping so far for Panther Creek. And you can tell there's no letting up right now on that gas pedal.
No, there is not. Trying to find one even for the road, you know? That goal to go with you. Put in a doggy bag, eat it later. Something right here for the Coyotes. Is getting shut out against never ideal. Braden is awesome. Nice redirect. Not going to happen that easily as we hit the 60-second mark here, Pyro.
Yeah, Braden is awesome. Still trailing this ball. Almost got that second touch, but guess who's there for the next shot? The 1-2-3 punch. It's going to be for Panther Creek. Just when you thought there weren't more shots being fired away, there's more. Loco's got the finisher.
Yeah, Boss King just tries to receive this one down bottom, but it's such a dangerous area right here for the Coyote defense. The 9th snake its way in. See if we hit double digits here. Game number 1 for Panther Creek, perhaps.
I'll tell you what, it's lucky if I hit double-digit goals in a day's worth of playing Rocket League. This is nothing short of impressive from Panther Creek, and if that would have been on target, that would have been the double digits. We are so close to seeing it, but Big Mac has other ideas. That save to the corner, put the ball in a safe territory, but only for a moment. Scrappy Brady back around. There's the shot. Fired away. Boss King picks up a savior medal on that take.
Man, so Coyotes player Big Mac right now, 4 saves to be had, no offensive opportunities thus far, and that can kind of spell out the difference in this game, how the Coyotes have just been kept down to very minute and shortened possessions, whereas Panther Creek has made the most out of their long and short possessions, both of them on the way. 9-0 in game number 1. Just got to report the news as it comes here, folks. Do genuinely hope we will see a more even-handed Rocket League game in games 2 to 7 if we get that. That was 1 attempted shot, the loneliest number here. Attempted shots for the Coyotes, 17 the other way.
I'll tell you what, Tugboat, we did have a game where there were 0 shots registered earlier today. So you know what, Coyotes will take it. There's something to work off of in that situation. There is that kind of lightning in a bottle moment of, hey, we had a chance to capture this, let's recapture it. And it doesn't matter if the score's 9-1 next. That is still improvement. That is still something the Coyotes can say, hey, we are taking it to another team. Look at the tags. 2 gold tournament winners on the side of Coyotes, 1 plat. tournament winner from Panther Creek. They may truly have the upper hand, but this is a great opportunity for the Coyotes to learn and to continue to formulate strategies that can work against a team that normally has their number.
I completely agree here. We always say you learn a lot more from tough losses than you do from just landslide wins. Getting confirmed here that it is Brady, that is Scrappy Brady right here, and we're getting that one from our production staff. Want to go ahead and say, because I forgot earlier, or Pyro J forgot earlier, excuse me, because I am Pyro J for
of course,
today,
yeah.
right? Big shout out to our production staff on the day. That is Newton, that is Corrupt. We really appreciate them on the ones and twos, as they say, making our jobs as casters just so much easier. Getting game 2 in, and the Coyotes don't spend a whole lot of time with a donut next to their name. Turning this one into a breadstick.
Oh, it's not just their first goal of the day, it's their first lead. Boss King coming up in a big way. He's going to have it just his way, I think, as the Coyotes come and make a statement out of it.
Was that a Burger King joke?
Might have been.
Those commercials of the BK. People have been hitting on them for a reason. My goodness, watching the last end of the season, the playoffs and whatnot, with those playing constantly was just brutal. Okay, don't need to defend a ball when you got the top bar, apparently, until Braden is awesome, has got something to say about it. We are looking at tied scoreline 40 seconds in. This is at least a much better situation the Coyotes were in the previous game.
It is, but boy, I think the Coyotes would have loved to put a little cushion between their goal and the answer from Panther Creek. That came almost immediately, as if they were interrupting a statement from Coyotes. Just right in there, interjecting with a goal from themselves. Missed, though. Not quite done. The answer, they're clapping right back.
There you go. They lost the lead for, what, 10 seconds? Something like that. Braden is awesome. A lower defensive attempt yields a Scrappy Brady. Really just kind of off-center attempt right there. Now, looking at the Coyotes taking lead not once but twice now. 2-1 scoreline 50 seconds into this matchup.
Okay, let's see how this...
two, I should say.
Yeah, and let's see how this kickoff goes as well. I mean, the Coyotes, right, if you want to get that momentum working, you just want to start on the better end of this miss. That's not the best touch, but Boss King, great first touch to translate to a second. Oh my goodness, that is a clash of blue. It forces all three defenders from Panther Creek on that play. And you know what, Tug? That is a scared play. That is showing a little bit of anxiety from Panther Creek for them to all be forced on one defensive stop.
Speaking of defensive stops, Coyotes has been doing a good job, even with the ongoing pressure against them. Braden is awesome, gets a really weird hit. Boss King, the sub, coming in, puts this one down bottom. That's a double commit. Braden's still back, so gets a really solid defensive clear. Coyotes have to pick up this possession. Yes, they do. There you go. Boss King coming on right here. Nice little pop play. Big Mac is on the wrong side of the pitch for that one. Now bringing it off the left wall themselves.
And if that's what it takes for Panther Creek to figure something out here, continue to battle away the barrage of shots right now from Coyotes, then so be it. Not only do they need to translate goals here, they also need to find an answer against the Coyotes. It's just unbelievable. A 9-0 scoreline in favor of Panther Creek. Oh, how quickly the narrative has shifted. We're closing in on that halfway mark here of game number 2, a best of 7. So as this whole game continues in the manner that it does, Panther Creek look to find a way back into the goal-scoring territory. Braden almost had something to work with there, but it's sent to the other side.
Is this how it goes here? Are we going to see, like, game 1, 9-0, okay, people? And, like, game 2, Coyotes win, like, a 2-1 scoreline. This one goes all the way down, and then they just, like, trade games back and forth. Could be how it goes. Yeah. A little bit of warm-up, maybe with stream jitters, whatever it was. That game 1 performance for the Coyotes is in the past, in the rearview mirror.
It is. They're looking forward, and now, especially Coyotes, as they're working up another shot there. Missed that one a bit wide, and Big Mac is just going to take the scenic route on the rotation. He's searching, looking for boost. He's going to gobble that up. Is he in position, though, to save this next shot that is coming in? Missed, able to kick it up high. Boss King does turn that around. There we go. There's all the boost that Big Mac got. Used for Maybe not the touch they were looking for, but presence still known. Coyotes working this around again, finding answer after answer against Panther Creek. And you know what? It's lasted for minutes on end. If it lasts for another minute 30, they could get a win under their belt.
Yeah, and again, exactly what the Coyotes need after a rout in game number 1. Thing of the past, Loco trying for something. Doesn't quite pan out, is missed. Now back across this middle.
And listen, not all physicality comes in the form of demos. There's plenty of bumps as well, which can be just as bad, but I gotta admit, I don't think I've seen a whole lot of that either, unless it's an accidental bump on your teammates. That can do a lot to drive out the goal line defense, which you see is clumping up big time for the Coyotes. They all leapt up for that ball, and they all left in absence there in the scoring lane.
Yeah, man, oh man. This is just off the back of some really good aerial play. I think at the end of the day, Panther Creek just might be a little bit better up in the air. Not saying the Coyotes are bad, but just like that tiny little edge. Just need to clean up those corners here for the AHS Coyotes to try and really take it to Panther Creek up in the air.
Okay, well, up in the air we are with 30 seconds to go here. Coyotes trying to get the lead back just as quickly as they did the last time, but it's not going to be so easy as Panther Creek, they're working their way up back to the net, and they score in succession very quickly. The lead is theirs.
Will this hold, though? Score difference of 1 is no score difference indeed in the great game of Rocket League. That can be over at any given point, and then they technically, potentially limitless sudden death overtime situation once we hit 000s up top, as long as that ball does not hit the ground. There's another one. Panther Creek, that's an open net. And once again, need to dial up State Farm, Progressive, Geico, whoever you want. The General even. 4-2 means the insurance goal has been purchased from Panther Creek. This will be a Herculean effort from the Coyotes to bring this one back.
It will be indeed, and you know what? I can't blame the Coyotes for their approach. There's such little time on the clock. You gotta send everybody to the other side of the field. Try and make something work. It just didn't translate for them. So Coyotes, they earned themselves 2 leads in this game number 2, which was a monumental response in of itself based off of a 9-0 loss. But at the end of the day, they couldn't keep up with what Panther Creek had in the late game. Loco especially with 3 goals, a hat trick there for game number 2. As Panther Creek, Tug, they're halfway on to their road to victory.
Crazy stuff. 3 goals, 3 saves, 4 assists. Loco truly going crazy on the Rocket League pitch. More of a well-rounded performance from Braden. Take a look at 3 shots, 2 saves, an assist, and a goal to boot. Scrappy Brady coming into this one playing more of that support role. Taking a look at the other side, almost 10 total shots, 5 of those coming in from Boss King. Perhaps the Coyotes could benefit a little bit more here, Pyro, from having 3 different players that don't really have like a set role, and it's more so like the closest player to the ball and the best positioning to play their role. Now, how this translates into a game 3 and beyond, I don't know, because it is quantifiably better to go from a 9-0 to a 4-2.
It is. It certainly is. The trend is looking upward and better right now if you're the underdog. But namely, I think you're right about, giving up the roles for Coyotes right now. I'm more worried right now about Big Mac. Because I was looking at his rotations in particular. They seem to be taken quite wide. They seem to be very heavily focused on the containers of boost, when normally you want their role to fill in as quickly into the rotation as possible. Yes, Big Mac did garner 4 shots, but no other saves or, of course, assists or goals. So maybe getting back on defense is going to be a priority as well for Coyotes, as Braden is going to strike when the iron's hot.
Yeah, Miss just trying to get back to this one, but once again, Coyotes just a little bit farther forward. That was a tough. That was just a tough situation, right? You want to come up, you want to be able to back your teammate up, play rebounds, and take it off the backboard. But big, just cross pitch shots like that will happen sometimes. Now, the Coyotes were able to strike first last time, ended up losing the game. Panther Creek takes the lead early yet again, but not till Boss King has something to say about it. Tied game, 35 seconds into this game, number 3.
Well, do it yourself, why don't you? The solo effort, ripping through 3 defenders on that play. Man, if that isn't the one performance that's going to exemplify a chance for the Coyotes, I don't know what is. Sometimes you just got to put the ball in the star player and let them work, let them cook. That's what happened. But oh my goodness, there's too many cooks in the kitchen there for Panther Creek. It's on fire on the opponent's goal line.
Yeah, seriously, and that dinner's gonna get burned right there. Brady comes in just way too fast at this. That's even a hard angle to hit up top, but given how fast they were coming, that is definitely what ended up happening. Still tied game. We go. Big Mac right side gonna be doing a decent job of keeping this ball into the offensive side for Panther Creek till Braden's got something to say about it. Back to mid-pitch we go. That's an on-point shot, and that's what I'm talking about, bringing the defense out.
We might just have the LeBron James of Rocket League out here right now. Boss King, he's got the crown on his head right now and wants to put some crowns on the side of the Coyotes. Still winless in this series, but maybe out of the carrying potential of Boss King, they can find their way back into this series.
Yes, they can. Yes, they can. They've had this lead earlier. Now this was dusted when Panther Creek put up a trio of scores back-to-back, and Coyotes spent the second half of that game, too, just not with as many offensive opportunities and with nothing going in. So it's just about keeping up the offensive pressure and maintaining this lead, Pyro.
That's what it's going to take here, but Panther Creek, we've seen the way they've worked against their opponents when they're at a deficit. It is dangerous. It is lethal. They like to show their fangs, especially in the late game, but it could come at any time. As especially they do have a possession to work with here. Scrappy and Braden, bit of a double commit, bit of a cluster there as well. We talked about physicality, and often it's just between teammates there. Miscommunication. They can't just send one player, but Scrappy ready to put this on target. It could be over the net here. Big Mac finds a way out, but they're all jumping and setting sail for this ball right now. Makes me think, how coordinated of an approach can they counter with, but they do manage to find a way out.
Yeah, wow, halftime now. No scores in, what, 2 minutes or so? It seems like this is an incredibly, top-heavy, early-loaded game. Braden is awesome, though. Down bottom, there it is! Loco slots one down bottom right, gets the first shot, first goal for Loco in this game, number 3.
You asked for it, Doug. There it is. I was so focused on what Braden was doing off the ceiling there. Earned an extra flip by landing all 4 wheels at the top of the cage. I'm thinking, okay, let's see what we got here. No, it was all about the teamwork there. It was simply the pass that was needed to set up the play for Panther Creek. We talked about how this team has been more exceptional in the aerial play, and they will showcase that once again.
You were right there, Pyro. Keep your eyes on to Braden is awesome. You will frequently be glued to this ball as well. Crazy stuff there from Panther Creek. Coyotes kind of just get caught looking defensively at that one. Back to the mid we go. Boss King going to be winning the initial kickoff. Back down to the bottom. That's decently positioned. Wow, and then a double whiff from the Coyotes. Hate to see it.
It's tough because how many of those chances are you going to get right now if you're the Coyotes? Kind of scraping at the bottom of the barrel when you get closer to these 000s as to what chances on your opponent's side of the field are going to translate into goal-scoring opportunities. They have to be taken where they can, but oh my goodness, that is 5 players up at the ball at one time. You didn't know where that ball was going to end up, but luckily for the Coyotes, it's not in their net.
Yeah, until, excuse me, I was going to say until Braden, once again, is able to get a hand onto this one. Just a little bit to the outside, though, more of an open net type situation. Dusted miss right there. Scrappy Brady on the backside now. That's an even kick to the middle. Braden now beaten feet down to the defensive side. That's centered until Loco now foists this one back to mid-pitch. Solid stop right there, though, from the Coyotes. They're just trying to get an offense for a little bit, man.
There's got to be a chance it's got to come soon because getting a reverse sweep at a best of 7 is so unbelievably difficult. Yes, this team has been trending better as the series has gone on. A 1-goal deficit, so much better than the 9-goal deficit that they were at here in game number 1 at this time on the clock. They can work back from this, and Boss King, you gotta look to this player to lead the charge, lead the way for the AHS Coyotes. Can they do it? Big Mac has it set up, a pass off the corner, and the shot is denied by a clustering again of players. Everybody's in the action to get a play on.
We saw like literally 5 players like you put up like a perfect little 5-pointed star against this ball like earlier, and then we just saw pretty much the same situation. You can't even tell exactly who was there because like 2 demos came out immediately afterwards. 10 seconds to go here. Will the Coyotes find their tying factor to find an OT situation and improve their position? Confucius says no.
Panther Creek able to hold on to their lead. 1-point victory this time around, but those lead changes, boy, oh boy, are they slimming down as each game goes on. Coyotes, they're starting to find the most optimized path, I think, Tug, towards beating Panther Creek. And when you put the ball in the leader's hands, that being Boss King right now, you might find success here for the squad.
Yeah, and again, we talk about market improvement, right? Improving, to be fair, improving from a 9-0 scoreline isn't hard. 4-2 is exactly the way to do it. Now pushing this down to, again, a 1-score difference in game number 3. 3-2 right there for Panther Creek. If I'm Panther Creek, I'm looking at this game number 4 and really wishing that this was a best of 5, right? I can even read the writing on the wall right there. Even I can do the math here.
Yeah, it's adding up in favor of... It's adding up in favor to make the result look ambiguous, look a little blurry, which, you know, to be less decisive for Panther Creek is not a good thing. I have to agree. But, oh, what better stage than Wasteland? We see the fires ablaze on the side, you know. Maybe it doesn't spell well for the Coyotes after all, as this stage just symbolizes death.
Yes, it does. Death, doom, delirious destruction, despair, everything in between. It's literally what I think about every time I load in this map, which isn't that often, to be fair. DNS missed. Down bottom, going to be kicking this one backwards, it seems, unfortunately. Mac right there, Big Mac, trying to come forth and take a big bite out of this ball to get that going offensively. Loco with a bad turn, and that's going to be the most open net and true whiff situation we have seen thus far. I don't want to. I want the Coyotes to push this to. I want the Coyotes. I'll even say it. I want the Coyotes to win this game so that we can push it to a longer series. I'm never gonna come forth and complain about extra Rocket League, right? But just gotta talk about the past, right? Coyotes have been in this situation before. They have taken the lead not once but twice across these first 3 games already, and now a triple commit defensive side. You talk about too many cooks in the kitchen. I'd say there's too many residents in the house. My goodness.
Yeah, it does feel a little bit like that. I mean, listen, for Coyotes, the thing to do here is coordinated offensive that is pioneered by Boss King. Look at him work up the field once again. He's got the last 3 goals for this squad in this series. And let's be honest, probably counting at this point. It was Boss King to coordinate the ball inside, down Broadway Street, down the middle of the field instead of around the sidewall in the corner. He's thinking to create a pass to the shot. And
yeah, this is just more of a methodical play across the middle after Coyotes kind of get tripped up with their own 2 feet. A couple players do. Looking at last back 2/3, I should say, of this game right here. Oh my goodness, coming screaming in is Big Mac indeed. That's going to be another lead purchase for the Coyotes.
Without seeing these players once before, I told you to keep an eye out for one single individual. Big Mac, I knew their time would come, and Big Mac saw that opportunity like a glazed donut, beautifully reflecting off of the sun's rays. Had to eat it up, take it out, and Coyotes, they'll take their lead.
Like to see it. Like to see it. Have seen it before, though. Want to see extra Rocket League. Do not want to see this Coyotes lead get dissolved all the way down. Looking at Boss on bottom, Loco. Kind of just spinning right there, almost like a Z pattern, like he's getting shot at or something like that. But really what they were trying to do is judge where this ball was dropping down. Braden is awesome, wins this one. That's a decent angle. Boss King there. Oh, man. Braden almost noses this one at the very last second.
Boss King so quick on the rotations. Had gotten beat on the only goal that Panther King was able to score. Hold on. Braden, side flip. Past the last defender. Massive equalizer.
Wow, yeah, equalizer indeed, 20 seconds outside of halftime here, Pyro. That's a low and slow roller that just kind of got away from the Coyotes defense.
It did, and you know what? That's all due to the creative display from Panther Creek. They're not afraid to slow the pace of the game down if that means they can find a way to orient the ball around the defenders. It's really smart play from Panther Creek, and that's part of what's been pushing them past the Coyotes. Coyotes really have a hard-nosed approach to their shots, quick counterattacks, wherever Boss King can find a way around the defenders, and boy, does that strategy pay off at times.
Yeah, what? Just a handful of seconds between the previous goal and this one, perfectly at halftime now as the Coyotes do push this in. Now, I've been talking so much past couple segments, right, about how the Coyotes have taken a lead but dissolved it earlier. This is the first time that the Coyotes will be taking a lead in a game, you know, where the score total wasn't ridiculously high, into like the second half of the game. So that is really the big difference now. Early leads, is what I'm saying, were really easy for the Coyotes. Second half leads a different story, a different beast entirely.
Listen, it's a different beast, but it can still turn on you at any point in time, especially if you're playing against Panther Creek. Boss King couldn't be there for the save. And of course, at that point, I mean, you're just hoping your last two defenders can make some kind of play to keep that ball away. Unfortunately, just for them on the wrong side. So, for Coyotes, like you said, they had a 2-1 lead again and again at the beginning of the game, but they managed to get 3-2. Can they make it 4-3? Still 2 minutes on the clock.
Yeah, so this is still plenty of time. Like, no one should really be fretting quite yet, but as it is, see how this goes. Again, the Coyotes have been in this position yet before. That's a solid shot. Oh, brutal. And then Panther Creek does the same trick, pull the same trick out of their sleeve that they do earlier, and it's still colored me surprised, though.
God, you know, you just see Boss King trying to race back, seeing the ball go the wrong way off of his teammate, trying to react as quickly as you can, but just doesn't work out every time that way. With Panther Creek now having the lead, this team tends to operate much better with that lead. They tend to be able to work off of that momentum in a really beautiful way, and Coyotes kind of crumble under the pressure. So it would take a different page in the book from what we've seen in the history of these two teams together for Coyotes to come out on top and make this long-winded journey of a reverse sweep.
Back to the middle. Scrappy reads this one out perfectly, and the Coyotes get no more opportunity there. Defense themselves decently centered. That's a big wafted shot over to the right side right here. Boss King tries to pick this one up after the speed got increased. Second player tap. Nicely done! Boss King taps it in right here, and we have a tie ball game.
We do indeed, Coyotes. Not quite done. Not quite out of it yet. And that's been the rhyme and reason all series long, especially towards the last couple of games, as Coyotes feed Boss King. Feed Boss King. I don't care if it's a pass from the Big Mac or whatever it is. It's got to be that for the Coyotes right now. Boss King again trouncing, sending this ball forward, trying to find a way out. The Coyotes, well, they're just going to have to find one more here, whether it's in regulation time or overtime, to stay in this series. That's a great shot from Loco. Still saved as Coyotes hold on.
A great shot from Loco. A great shot from Loco. I feel like we are broken records out here. Loco doing everything on the offensive side of this pitch with this ball. Also getting some awesome defensive end. Braden, though, solid shot over. This is going to be centered. No, nice job foisting this back aloft right here as the Coyotes is still fighting for an overtime situation.
I don't even know how they're getting these saves at this point. Those are massive leaps. The defense being stretched to their outer limits, but still, Coyotes hold on strong. So, of course, we will go to extra time. Coyotes, listen, they have earned it. They finally closed that scoring gap again and again. Boss King working up the field, gets a favorable
There we go!
50-50, and it is Boss King to earn a win for the Coyotes.
Quantifiable increases in performance. Folks, it doesn't get much worse than a 9-0 in game number 1. 4 against 2 in that second game. 3-2, narrowing the lead to 1 right there in game number 3. And now, the Coyotes truly hunting in a pack. This is a 4-5 game that the Coyotes take. And I don't want to instill too much false hope, but what could be the beginnings of a reverse sweep here, folks?
Could be indeed. It could be indeed. Listen, it took the thinnest of margins for the Coyotes to win this game. Had to pull it all the way to overtime. And after their lead was stripped from them, stolen towards the late game, they were able to battle back. So that's really important for them. Listen, for Panther Creek, if they want to keep the narrative on their side, if they want to dismiss any hopes right now for the Coyotes, it is about containing Boss King. There is one clear player, and I know Big Mac, he's got a goal and 3 assists. That's great, but what I've seen just strictly on the field is Boss King tearing it up. Show me some bumps. Show me some demos. Show me some quick challenges on this player to root out the top of the offense for the Coyotes.
Yeah, we'll see how this one goes. Nicely done. That's a 1 kickoff here for the Coyotes. They try and get something going. DNS missed. Right side, Boss is King now putting this one up. Missed kind of with a fakie right there, and that's actually going to turn out pretty well until Braden takes this off the side. That is Big Mac and Mist playing defense right there, just kind of leading a single player that's Boss King up, get something going offensively.
Good for them to start out that way. Coyotes, we've already seen how Panther Creek can just run away with the game. The game one still ever present in our minds, that 9-0 scoreline. It could happen again if the Coyotes crumble. So to keep this scoreline even as it is, this first minute, it's vital. Boss King, though, probably hope to get some more time on this ball. He's getting every extra touch that he possibly can. Pass off the backboard. No shot taker there, though. Missed. Hanging out in the goal like a goalie. And able to kick away that impending shot.
Perhaps the division of roles for the Coyotes isn't going to be a bad job, or a bad idea, excuse me. The Panther Creek squad has enjoyed more of a free hand, 3 roles, 3 players type of situation. As I say that, there's 2 players doubling up on the defensive commit. They're going to be really happy that didn't turn into points. Scrappy Brady on the other side, though, goes for an attempt. Now on the defense, pass back to the middle. Nobody's going to be able to be there to accept this one on a long. And Brady puts this one up and over. Missed. A nasty little nose touch right there actually results in this one getting centered up a little bit.
And, you know, when you mentioned rolls, it shouldn't go dismissed that Mist is literally sitting in the net. There it is. There's the reverse. Straight back in the net. Mist is not even taking time to go get boost. They are just sitting in the net with 0 boost, ready for anything from Panther Creek. So it is a different strategy that we're seeing from the Coyotes, and guess what? It's still tied 2 minutes in. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. They got to win off this. They'll look for it again. But if Panther Creek realize this and get missed out of the way, then they could find a strategy to get some points on the board.
Scrappy. See, I just don't feel like those easier shots like that, like the one we just saw from Scrappy, are gonna get a goal in a game number 4 or game number 5, excuse me. That is more so played against a Coyotes squad of, say, game 1, game 2, something like this. As it is, that just resulted in a turn of possession. Otherwise, Panther Creek could have kept this one on along. As I say that, that's 2 Coyotes members, both missing, completely whiffing at this ball. So maybe I spoke too soon.
Well, there's that demo that I was looking for from Panther Creek. Will it open things up? No, Big Mac has slotted in as the defender and took Mist's place while they were still being respawned. So Mist will sit right back into that net as Big Mac and Boss King take the advance, start stealing boost and weathering away at the Panther Creek defense. Though they've come right on back and stolen some boost themselves. Shot finds itself towards the danger zone. Pass up the corner. Should be able to get another touch with a flick there. A couple jumpers from the side of Coyotes to kick that ball away as they rotate right around again. That ball swung out to the side. And yeah, still even on the score lines. It feels like Coyotes, they're not as resourced as they need to be with just 2 strikers on offense. But then they have too much against Panther Creek on defense, so it's just keeping the stalemate going.
That's dangerous, Loco. Even talking about keeping that situation going, Loco doing a great job of keeping that offensive drive alive. Scrappy, right side. This is going to be decently centered. Honestly, if the Panther Creek squad just comes forth and takes like a couple of demos, that's really just going to collapse any kind of defensive attempts the Coyotes have. That's a good angle, and Scrappy Brady, 4 minutes and 16 seconds into this game here, Pyro. Going to be taking a lead.
Wow.
I think every time Panther Creek has taken a lead early, they have not given it up. It was the Coyotes taking leads in game 2 and 3, losing the lead in game 4. Game 4 that they won. So this is really just kind of like, hey, whoever takes the lead and has a faint suggestion of going forth and winning, nothing more.
Yeah, well, it looks less and less faint and more convincing after this play right here. Boss King not able to get that touch. Mist still rotating back on low boost, and it's kind of been that efficiency of boost from Mist that I've been paying attention to, because the first goal from Panther Creek was scored when Mist was out of the net and going for boost. Panther Creek have done a much better job in disruption by stealing the boost, putting Coyotes in a really tough situation, and now putting their backs against the wall. They need 2 goals in 20 seconds and a miracle.
22 goals and a miracle. Got a chair and a prayer here. That's Braden's awesome up. That need to get it like literally like right now. Mist has to come out and play this one. Loss of 2, lost 1, loss of 10. Nope, not gonna happen. This series is over. This is the Panther Creek squad winning at a 2-1, maybe a 3-0. Nope, it's going to be 2-0 right here. 2-0 and putting this one away in 5er. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Well, congratulations to Panther Creek. I think they have earned it, no doubt. Talked about Loco so often with the goal scoring, able to be the MVP for that matchup right there. But Braden and Scrappy playing an incredible job as well for this team in week 2 of HSEL. I've been impressed by the Coyotes, Tugboat, because I gotta say, I don't think I've ever seen a team that went down 9-0 in the start of game number 1, but come right on back there to win a game later in the series. That is incredible.
That's entirely fair. It's entirely fair. 9-0, again, about as bad as you get. You know, the Brazil, for example, right? The lead of 6 is so ridiculous that it is like, you know, just a frequent meme, the frequent joke within the Rocket League and obviously soccer, football community. Sorry, I literally just made that joke in chat with our producers and stuff like that. But in that community, right? Lead of 6, crazy stuff. 9 is just next level right there. So it really is fantastic for the Coyotes to, again, just kind of pack up, go forth at this one, and still take a game off of it, even in overtime fashion, putting that, so we had a 9-0 to begin this one off. We almost finished this off with a 5-4 total of 9 score line in that game number 4. Coyotes took that and then pushed this in. If this was like a best of like 17 or something like that, right? I really do think that the Coyotes team could come back and able to put in more of like a 50-50 performance here, Pyro.
You just scared me with best of 16. I've got to say that. But I think you're right. The trend was working out for them. And I'm very impressed with the team that's made the adaptations necessary to get back into this match. I would absolutely love to see more from that squad, the Coyotes, the AHS Coyotes in the future. But hey, today it's a best of 7, Tug, so Panther Creek, take it.
Yeah, so best of 17. Not something I've never necessarily heard of within esports, even though Generation Esports, HSEL, hey, they're trendsetters, fantastic organizations. Big shout out to our production staff that is corrupt and that is mutant as well here. Folks, just in case you just join us, this started out just an absolute slobber knocker for Panther Creek, ended out to be a much more even scoreline. Going to run through these again. 9-0 game 1, 4-2, 3-2, 4-5, and overtime. It's a little like plus there on the end in game number 4. And then game 5 actually getting the second shutout of the day against the Coyotes. Again, not for lack of trying. Some relatively short scoreline differences of 1, of 2, stuff like this. And then maybe not so much in the 9-0 here earlier. I do believe, though, Pyro J, with that, we have reached my least favorite part of any broadcast, and that, of course, is the end. Big shout out to production staff and whatnot as well. Everybody over there at Generation Esports, everybody over there on the TO side as well. Basically, if you're not Pyro J or Pyro J, if you're not myself or Pyro J, then we appreciate you for what you guys do to help put on these competitions. Pyro J, do you have anything else for the good people before we bid them adieu?
Well, my video's still catching up to my audio, so not much from me, Tugboat. Happy to be here to broadcast for some HSEL, and always happy to be your parent, Tug.
Absolutely. We're going to be looking at lots more HSEL and Generation Esports esports coming on along later this week. Just go ahead, check out the website, check out the Twitter and whatnot. There'll be plenty of announcements. And obviously, if you're not in the Discord, go ahead, hop in the Discord, and you can find out what you can do to get involved in high school esports. Now, I'm amazed that I have to say this, but yes, you do have to be going to high school to play in the high school esports league. That is the only real requirement here, though, folks. But from myself and Pyro J, we will be bidding you good folks adieu. Until next time, be sure to tune in then.